Hello and good morning, everybody. Welcome. We are getting ready for our second last Highway to the Zima Zone race. I almost said hoping because that's what I was just talking about. But needless to say, our racers are ready to go here and they just want to hope the seed is not disastrous. I'm going to get our team going for us. On commentary today, we have Kobahi and Duchess for Kaio-sama. And on our tracker, we have Mary to Let's Play. So I'm going to hand it over to them, and hopefully everything goes super well.
Alright, thank you, Natara, and welcome to the match 31 of the Highway to the Zima Zone with eLmaGus, Dobbytwostep, Chocosura, and Error. It's a pretty hype race for us tonight. I think all of these racers still have a possibility to make it into the round of 16, so it could be very interesting.
Indeed. Very excited to see who come out on top today. We've got a Rosa start, it looks like. Wonder who the next character is going to be as well. Who are you thinking, Nate?
I mean, at this point, I'm hoping just for something like Rosa Porm, low DPS team, see what these racers do with it, but, starting with Rosa alone is always going to be great. Oh, we get a Quake Kid.
You get the Quake Kid.
We're also given a pad, so, we're never going to have to double dip that Sylph Cave, which is nice.
That's always good. Don't have to worry about that. So let's see how people get started this siege, whether they're going to go straight into the town, grab some, just some items and whatnot, or just go straight into that free enterprise and start roaming the world,
Yeah, I think to some extent all of our races are going to do a little bit of looting here. They don't have much damage right now, though a battle or two, and they get level 2 spells on that kid. On a side note, just for an update, if eLmaGus wins this, he does go to a perfect 16 points. Looks like Dobbytwostep is sitting on 10 points, so probably looking to get a couple points to secure himself up in that upper 12. Chocosura is actually only in the third race here. So at 4 points, with a couple good placements, can still make it in. And I believe Error is at 8 points, so definitely looking for that first or second here to escalate them into that higher ranks.
Very nice. Everyone's definitely looking to put on a prime performance for us tonight, so hopefully we'll have some fun watching this. And it looks like just an assassin dagger I've seen. But right now, it looks like we really need some bows or something. Just get some PS up.
Yeah, definitely like a better bow, some arrows, maybe even just some J items to get through these first couple of fights. I did see a Moon Veil in Mist Village there, so that could come in handy later.
It can't go. Ooh, TR.
Yeah, TR is definitely very nice. eLmaGus is showing us there was another Palom in the bed, and it looks like Baigen was in the waterway there. Oh, I did not see that Dragon Whip, but we do not have Iridia yet, so...
One can only hope, right?
Definitely, and yeah, we just see a lot of standard loot in here. Baron, Damsey, and Castle for most of our runners. eLmaGus did take that detour to Mist and Kaipo.
That's right, and looks like we've got a question in chat. What was the starting item? The pan.
Yeah, so that pan gonna allow our runners, as soon as they get to the Underworld, to probably make that Sylph Cave check, bonking Yang for a chance at 1 item, and then 2 from Sheila and Verbul.
Let's pick Dragoon. Let's some Medusa arrow. What elemental do Medusa arrows carry?
They have a chance to stone the enemy. I'm not sure if they hold a different element themselves, but... So it looks like Arrow is heading straight for the Mount Hobbs to see if they can get themselves another character here. Got a couple of those tiara and stuff to boost up their characters, but not much damage at this point.
I saw some cat claws, and even though Young definitely needs some time to get up there, I'd like to possibly see it just because I've already seen cat claw. You know what I mean? Two of those bad boys. Like, you're definitely.
And we see Sid up here on Mount House. That is actually very nice for our runners. Sid is very good early game.
Looks like they're going up against Dark Elf here on Mountain Hops.
Yeah, probably not too bad of a boss here. Just spam some spells and some annoying status effects in the early part. And then, if they do have an hourglass at this point, they can throw it at that second half of the Dark Elf to stop it. But we'll see.
Yeah, I didn't see any hourglass yet.
Yeah, I don't think most of our runners have it.
Right. Bluff, now that's something to actually.
Yeah, it looks like Dobby unfortunately got Sid with that weak state, and these spells are hitting everyone, but they only do about 30 damage around the team.
Is he piggied right now?
Yes.
Is Dobby Sid piggied? Oh wow.
Yeah, the phase 1 of Dark Elf will go between spamming those rounds of level 2 spells, Piggy and, well, Whisper, and then Weaking. And then once it's in the next phase, it kind of goes through attacks and some deep breath. But both of our runners have it in the second phase. We'll see if they can take out the rest of its HP. We do have our other two runners in the Antlion Cave, and eLmaGus is about to show us what the boss is.
Already a split.
Oh wow, it's the D-Mist in Antlion Cave.
Wow. Has this happened all tournament?
I'm not sure about this spot specifically, but it's been in some pretty easy spots. But this will allow for an extra key item check afterwards, as one of our flag sets takes that free key item from Edward in Troya and puts it on Lydia's mother once you've defeated the D-Mist.
That's right, no free lunch. Did we get a reset on Error's side? Because it looks like he's down in Antlion. Dobby's still up.
Yeah, it looks like this Dark Elf is putting out maybe a little too much damage for our runners to deal with right now. Without any extra spells for Hallam, it's not the easiest fight in the world with no real good bow or anything. But
it looks like he's trying to bluff his way to victory. Let's see if he's successful, right? Ooh,
oh,
and
wow.
We got that rock already with D-Mist and Antlion. Wow.
Yeah, so we could be in for a pretty quick one here. We could be in for a kind of trolling one where it's going to give us go mode, but it might not give us access to the moon. We'll see. But, I don't know, a quick adamant here makes a lot of these next plays going to be very interesting to see where the runners go.
Indeed. How do you feel when you get something like that early in the seed? Are you excited, or are you more kind of like, does that get you more on edge knowing that you got something?
It's an interesting prospect because you know that, any next place could be your go mode to and in. And in a spot like Antlion, everyone else has picked up that item pretty much.
Looks like Dobby did actually manage to get past Dark Elf, so that's awesome. Rocking the Piggy Sig. I like it.
Yeah. Looks like Error does as well. And that D-Mist gives us a Magma Key.
Whoa, so all the value right now is coming from Mr. Derek Mist. Are you kidding me?
This is an interesting play now, because do we go down to the underground? At this point, I would go to the underground and do the check in the Feymark and hand in that pan before I even bother going to Fabula or anywhere else.
Absolutely. I mean, it's just already a freaky item.
Exactly. And the more information you can get, the more you can plan out the next bouts of your seed.
Who rolled this seed, actually?
That would be a restreamer Natura. Apparently she was angry, but anger brings out kindness.
you know, that's it. So next time you guys roll a seed, just make sure you had an awful day, so our runners can enjoy what we call the jet. Or it's looking like a jet.
Yeah.
We could be here 2 hours from now, just going, oh boy.
Yeah, like we still have to find that legend sword and access to the moon. They could be hidden in some interesting spots behind a lot of chains. So it's not quite a jet seed yet, but you know, it has the makings of one. So
it does smell like one.
Yeah, we do see picking up their adamant. Probably going to go hand in that demist check as well. Get their magma key, and we'll see what they're doing. As expected, eLmaGus is heading straight down to the underground at this point. And Dobby finding out the good news that Derek Mist is here.
He'll be so happy to find that rock as well as that magma key. Oh,
I mean, one of the
I almost wish I was not. Sure.
One of the interesting things here is if that legend or say darkness is on one of those spots now that our runners may not check so early, something like an ordeals where you know they have access to so much stuff to do right now.
That is a good point, actually. Would going underground be the major deterrent?
I mean, it's interesting because they have so many access to shops. If they find something like sirens, they can do a mini grind here at this point. We do see life potions and coffins. So yeah, because I can imagine most runners seeing that magma, having that pan, are going to do at least an underground check first. Looks like eLmaGus is doing a round of shopping, maybe looking for those sirens when he goes down to grab a few extra levels.
Makes sense, you know, if you can potentially find sirens before you hit underground, why not? So then you can just go pop open a few eggs, if you will. Then that way, when you start finding more progression, not necessarily stifled.
No, and especially having, you know, the Quake Kid. If you can pop a siren or two, get him to that Quake ability, you can make quick work of a lot of these early boss spots.
Oh man, definitely. I feel like if we see an edge, this is definitely going to be a jet seed. If we see edge like in the next two characters, if not, I don't know. I don't know why. This is just me saying that, but I've just got a feeling, you know.
Yeah, and we do see eLmaGus. He's just going straight for that pan at this point. We'll see if he decides to do a fame mark or any shop checks down here in the underground, but we did have Chocosura going that dwarf castle route, checking out the shop. Those tenants and hourglass 3s, but hourglass 3s are a little expensive. I believe we've seen some cheaper one. eLmaGus is about to show us what the Sylphs have for us.
So looks like there's a question in chat just about there are no random encounters and movement speed is doubled. Here in Final Fantasy IV Free Enterprise, basically it's a hack. So in this regard, you can actually turn on random encounters. Generally speaking, you'd use that if you didn't have sirens in a few places where you know that there's an advantageous encounters to get your speed up. And the movement speed automatically is doubled, though you can hold the corresponding Y button to do some fun fact for you.
We do see a few things here. eLmaGus getting a sand ruby for bonking Yang with the pan. Arrow showing us a rat tail in the Feymark chest. And Chocosura, I didn't see if he found sirens or just had one in it. It looks like they have 3 in their inventory or so. So it looks like they found a few and bought some.
Definitely can't go wrong with 11 is up, right?
No, exactly. And we also did see the temp drop dwarf was a lathe operator.
So I was actually watching a seed the other day, and someone talked to me about unicorn strats. I've never used that item. Exactly what is the unicorn? If you can explain.
Yeah, so what the unicorn does is it basically gets rid of some status effects, most predominantly the berserk status effect. So a unicorn strat would be to berserk up 1 or 2 people on the Zeromus fight, kind of count your damage, then use a Unihorn before they would flip its HP, and then have it, die to reflected spells where it doesn't get its HP refilled.
So that's like new wave hybrid strength.
Pretty much, yes.
Nice.
We got Choco and Era going down to the Yang, about to get their Sand Ruby here, and then we'll see if they go straight up to Sheila after this point. eLmaGus getting those levels that get him that Quake Kid.
Looks like we've got Dobby throwing down that magma.
Yeah, it's not a surprise at all that all of our runners are doing this right away. Looks like eLmaGus is going to go grab that, I believe, second Quake Kid that was in the bed at Kaipo.
You can't go wrong with 2 Quake Kids, can you?
No, they just make
You've already got Rosa. Exactly, you've already got Rosa, so you can employ some flex strats. Of course, Chad's playing with me my new wave hybrid. So.
Yeah, it looks like Era has decided that they would like another character too this early in the game. I believe eLmaGus was the only one to check this character previously. I'm going to guess our runners are going to head to Fabul after this, because there was many checks. I lied. eLmaGus is going for that other character on Mount Helps.
There you go. Just when you think you know exactly what they're going to do, no.
eLmaGus is probably going to make pretty quick work of this Dark Elf having Quake on his Palom, so I feel like it's going to be a pretty quick check for him.
Touché.
We do have Arrow heading into Fabul, though, so we will see what boss or what Sheila has in store for us here soon.
Everyone's kind of retracing everyone's steps at this point. Though Choco looks like they're going to give us an opportunity to see the bosses in Famar.
Yeah, it looks like we have Odin and one of those bosses from the Lunar Subterrane.
Oh boy.
So definitely not things we could probably want to deal with right away. Oh, it definitely could be.
We would love to see it. Not gonna lie.
Yep, Dobby down here in the underground now. Popping some mags, wanting that Quake. Everyone wants Quake on that Palom, so.
Pretty much. I'm loving the dedication to Piggy right now. It's like, we don't need to necessarily change out Sid. Now let's just keep him in Piggy mode.
Let's see, Sheila gives us an Earth Crystal and a Ribbon, so just more rabbit holes possibly. Some character checks in the tower there. Sadly,
I never say no to a ribbon.
No, the ribbon is very nice and protects you from status effects. Really nice if you find something like Golbez as well. Well, we do have Choco, Error, and eLmaGus about to start this fight against K Nazo in Fabul. This is probably one of the nicer places to run into him. Yeah.
Exactly. It's not a terrible spot. Goodness knows you can find him.
I mean, even without the grind to Quake, this isn't a terrible spot to run into him. But, with Quake, obviously it's going to make it very easy. Yes, and we do get Darkness Crystal from the King, so everything is open to us at this point.
Ooh. So who's going to the moon? Who's staying on the is staying on the ground. Who's
I want someone to do keyless tower right now.
Ooh.
I don't foresee our runners doing that right away. It'll be
No,
interesting to
it's-
see. There's a couple quick checks still. Like Dwarf Castle's not too bad. Couple bosses, another character. It looks like Chocosura might be making that Ordeals play at this point. So this is something that maybe not all runners would do, and it'll be interesting to see what
That
turns
is
up
a
here.
gamble.
So we do see Arrow now collecting their Darkness Crystal as well.
Chocosura still only has 2 characters. That's very
Yeah, deciding not to go check that Sand Ruby or get that Sid. I don't know if they even checked for the Sid on Mount Combs. But it looks like we do have eLmaGus following Chocosura up this Mount Ordeal, so. It's definitely an interesting play when, you know, you need one more item for go mode, and there's some free things out there. Like Baron Inn is still lingering, I believe, so.
I mean, it feels like this is one of those seeds where no one wants to leave any little thing behind, because seeing as though you've already got half a go mode, just like you said, if you miss that one location with that one item and then everyone else has went there, you're kind of like, so it feels like that, but we'll see how it's going. You know, it's only 20 match.
Yep. Yeah, match 31, you know, there's still plenty to go. We do see Antlion on Ordeals. Again, Quake Kid. A lot of the overworld stuff, except for maybe the Odin spot, is going to be pretty trivialized by having that balance, so.
That's it. Looks like we've got the OG Mylon, not Mylon.
Yeah, it looks like he decided to walk across the bridge and back attack people. We'll see if the other one's
That's it.
sitting in the mirror now, but.
So at this point, it looks like everyone's retracing everyone's steps, kind of checking what the others have already. You want to see who's going to break out of the chain and do something completely different. Or will the seed even allow for it?
I mean, at this point, like I said, we have that Earth Crystal, Baron Inn's in play, Dwarf Castle's in play. I guess the bosses in Feymark are technically in play, and everything on the moon is in play, so. Kind of what our runners are comfortable with, what they think they should do before, you know, tackling those harder spots. But Chocosura is going to show us what is on Ordeals here. It's the Twin Hub.
The twin.
So we may end up getting ourselves some music here. That actually pairs really nicely with the Earth Crystal, as, you know, they're kind of landing in the same location to finish those checks off. Although, I guess with the runners with Sid, shouldn't have too much problem in that Magnus kit.
That's true, and it looks like on Air's side, we've got Mylon Z and Old Man Teller.
Yeah, so Arrow giving us that Baron in check. I would assume with that Twin Hub being on Ordeals, we're going to see this pretty quickly from some of our other runners as well. We do have Yang hanging out in the mirror, so apparently Cecil was a monk all along. Looks like we have Mom Bomb in the second spot in Baron Inn, so it's going to melee decently hard and then explode, and if they have hourglasses, people will be able to stop everything from there.
Fair enough.
It does look like Arrow was at least one of our runners that didn't go straight to Quake with his Palums, so looks like Power Staff bonking with Rosa and hitting with that Sid.
Maybe just hasn't had the opportunity.
Yeah, looks like Chocosura has joined the Baron in fight at this point. eLmaGus walking down Ordeals while Dobby is just hitting that first boss of Antlion. Bomb's getting ready to explode on Arrow's side here.
Yep. So this is where some of our other just have an accurate play strat.
Yeah, looks like throwing out that firebomb and then getting an Ice 2 off. Some of these bombs, it looks like they have a little bit of health, so...
Yeah.
3 of them down now, but so this shouldn't take too. And yeah, as Chan is pointing out, with this Tela here, it is possible to do a D machine grind.
That is true.
Or for the runners that have done ordeals, we do have the weak spell for gold dragons on the moon, so. Looks like Baron Inn is just a protectoring.
Protect ring, Tela. You know, coming in, it's 25 minutes. Can't say I'm mad. However, if it was an extra 25 minutes and that play, you know, it turned out like that, I don't know how I'd feel.
Yeah, looks like we lost Dobby and Arrow here, but Nato will get it fixed up real quick. With that protectoring, looks like Arrow's heading down to the underground at this point. Checking out some shops that they missed. Maybe, I believe this is where Bacchus Vines and Sirens were, so. Checking out that job dwarf as well, validating their run.
Gotta validate the run.
Yeah, but we do have Magus and Choco both with their protectorings now. We'll see where they head. Looks like Magus is heading for the underground, maybe for this dwarf castle right here. Nope. Going for levels. Feymark.
Nope. Yep.
Looking at the tracker, it looks like Magus hasn't actually made this play yet, so he may be just doing this for the first time. Gonna grab his rat tail as well. Well, it looks like Chocosura has decided it's time to give us the music. Heading for that Magnus Cave.
Nice, nice. What tune are you hoping for? Personally, I'm hoping for Chocosura Heights.
Oh god, picking a single song? That's so hard. Let's just go with something. I want the Mystic Quest battle theme.
Ooh. That is a good one. Trouble Town from Mystic Quest also. Like, Arrow's just doing some shopping here. Magus now has his rat tail. Let's see if Arrow decides. Now that I have Sirens, I want Quake. There you go. Pop some eggs. Get Quake.
And he does have the double Palom at this point, so he'll get both of them up to Quake pretty quickly here. As we're about to do a cutscene battle for Choco. Yay, and Dobby's back, and it looks like he's also going for music.
Hooray.
Looks like eLmaGus is heading for that dwarf castle as we get into this cutscene from music, so.
Awesome. What a tune. It's so beautiful, yet I know.
According to chat, it's from Ice Hockey on the NES.
Wow.
Yeah, that's definitely one I would not have recognized, but we do have an evil wall here. Berserk on Rosa with, I'm pretty sure, a heroin robe and a power staff, so it's going to be the main point of our DPS. eLmaGus is fighting those Mega Sisters in Dwarf Castle.
As well as
Yeah, so 2 people at music, 2 people in Dwarf Castle.
really looks like today's logic. Pointing people obvious. Right now, it looks like everything okay. But it feels like coming into 30 minutes, maybe one of our runners might want to take a chance of doing something. Maybe just a quick checkup to Moon. That's just me. I like to be a little bit chaotic, so to speak. Nobody knows what anyone else is doing, but I'm given how everything feels quote unquote linear to say, or like this seems to put in place, I would do something.
Yeah,
and again, I'm not running.
Yeah, it's interesting to know because, you know, Magus is pretty safe at 12 points already, so he might just feel doing these safe checks, doing everything is fine. He may want that, you know, perfect score of 16, but I feel like of anyone, Dobby is probably going to play this pretty safe, sitting on that 10 points right now. 11 should get him into a play-in already, but, you know, if he gets more than that, it's just going to make him even safer. We do have an Avenger in the Magnus Cave, so.
Nice. And we've also edge of it. And it looks like eLmaGus. I found a discount Pogo.
Yeah, so Leviathan in the second spot. That wave is going to be a little nasty still, but beyond that, he doesn't have that much health yet and should die pretty quickly. It looks like a berserked up Edge is going to take care of him pretty fast.
Right now, party composition wise, I mean, this isn't a bad party at all, especially with Sid. You can kind of her as well. It's not a bad party. Maybe if you get someone else, you might want to consider Tella a change. Personally, I run it.
Yeah, Tella can definitely has his uses. At this point, we're kind of split between either a Reflect or Berserk strat. That Avenger may lead the people that have done Magnus are now both doing Earth to maybe try and build a physical pody. Magus finding a light sword in the Dwarf Castle.
Sword.
So definitely the wrong holy sword, but looks like Arrow's going to get that light sword themselves in a second. We'll see where our runners that are in the underground decide to. As both Dobby and Chocosura are heading up, looks like we have Rubricante in the Mega Sister spot.
Choco's still rocking 3 characters.
Yeah, and that may have played a little bit into wanting to do this route as well. Gonna get 2 more characters here in the tower. But as it looks like, after that Dwarf Castle, Magus has decided it is time for music, heading for that Twin Harp. We'll be getting themselves an Avenger in pretty quick order.
Nice. 8-bit ice hot.
And Choco makes pretty quick work of that, Rubricante.
So I'm watching Air. Where?
At this point, Arrow is the only one that could really show us something different. Heading back to that overworld, I'm going to guess we might be seeing some more of the same play here. Or the moon.
The moon?
I think Arrow. Looks like Arrow's going to be our first runner to take advantage of that
That's
Darkness
it.
Crystal.
Finally, some divergence here.
Yeah, and Chocosura finding us a Cecil in the tower here. Having that Avenger already. Oh, and a Kane?
Wow. That changes things.
Yeah, so this is pretty much the point where you have to decide, are you going to go with a mainly physical team or a caster team? For Choco, it's not as much of a decision, I guess, as you only had those 3 characters, but some of our other runners that make it here, it looks like Dobby only has 3 characters too, so we'll see when eLmaGus gets here, he's going to have to decide what to go with.
Very good.
We have Dark Imps here, so a free boss with having Hourglasses and, Quake.
Some potions on air side.
Yeah, it looks like Choco's deciding to keep Cecil and Kane killed off here, not getting any experience, maybe deciding to... Maybe he'll do a D-Machine grind and super boost them both.
We haven't seen anyone too scary as of yet either, so you have to imagine the moon could be scary. You could see Golbez up there. You could definitely see Ogopogo. You could see some scary individuals up there.
Yeah, there's definitely the opportunity for some HUD bosses to be in pretty much all the spots left. Yeah, we did get rid of Kane Nazo, which is one of the pain points, but realistically, that's about the only one. Oh, it was Ogopogo at Ashra, so okay.
Check K-Nazo. Muhammad. Elements on K. Elements on.
Yeah. Choco making that play into Baron from the key from Earth Crystal, so those 3 checks that you can actually do right in a row, kind of making the play here. This does lead us to another character, as well as possibly 2 key item checks if they decide to do Odin afterward.
Yeah, and key items will definitely be placed. It's like Choco's at what, 7 key items, so not too far off 10 of that extra key fight.
I believe Choco's at 9 key items, just needing 1 more.
9?
The adamant in the pan might be a little hard to see if you're counting, but... Definitely making that play. We do have error in that lunar subterrane, so possibly going to see some gold drag grind into some bosses here. So definitely an interesting play. You know, only needing 1 thing available. Maybe deciding if it's on Earth, this isn't my race. Maybe I'll be the one to make this moon play.
That's it. Hope you brought some side.
And Choco's through that first fight in Baron, going straight to the throne room here. It looks like we do have Dobby also following in those footsteps of going straight to Baron. We have either 16 or 1 person on the throne. It's 16.
That'll be an investment.
Yeah, definitely not the fight everyone wants to see. At this point, luckily, it doesn't have, like, this is what, 4,000 health split between 16 creatures? Gonna make pretty quick work of all the battles, it's just not everyone's favorite.
This far into the sea. It's just
Yeah, we do have Arrow grinding on those gold dragons now, using quakes and looks like maybe some physicals here to take them out. eLmaGus is through the first part of the tower, getting these physical characters. This will be the first person we see having to actually make some choices here of what they're going to take.
What would you do in this situation? Me personally, I'm inclined to go just straight burst strats. But I mean, I've pretty much come up with a new term, the new wave hybrid strat. So
yeah, I probably personally would have taken both. I'm more akin to Berserk strats. It looks like eLmaGus has decided that he only wants the Cecil, doesn't care about Kane.
touche. I mean, it doesn't look like we got that much greater.
Yeah, chat pointing out that Mega's keeping that Tela at this point. Tela can definitely be useful. He can be used as like your agility anchor. He can be used to weak gold dragons to make that grind fight a lot faster. It looks like we also see Magus making the play of killing off that Cecil for now to keep him at level 1 for a possible slingshot. It looks like Choco is through the gauntlet, and we find ourselves a mop. Old Man Fu in Baron.
Ooh. Yeah, definitely taking old man.
Yeah, replace basically an upgrade to Tela in every way.
Plus all the bosses that we fought. He's definitely.
Yeah, at this point he's either full power or very close to. So, yeah, no decision making, straight to Tela, get rid of him, picking up food.
That's it.
Dobby still has 2 fights left here before they get their foo. We will see what Choco does get here in Baron Castle. Magus about to pick up their Baron Key. We'll see if he decides to do that right away. Ooh.
Excalibur. I mean, you can't go wrong with the second best weapon. That count. But at this point, do you want to see the Excalibur?
I mean, yes and no. I mean, you'd rather see the legend at this point, but an Excalibur is something you're probably not going to be super sad with, especially having that Paladin Cecil in your party already.
That is.
Yes, but again, it is the wrong Holy Sword. We do have eLmaGus going into Baron. Choco is about to show us what is in the Odin spot. We have a lunar boss. Oh, what is here? It's like... This actually isn't too bad of a fight. Theody has 2 characters down, so he can revive them to kind of reset that count. With Fu, looks like he's a couple levels off max, but should hopefully have... He does have new...
Side. I don't. Which ball spot?
Yeah, my guess would be he'd do the D lunar spot first, as it does have the double chance for key items. Yeah, we do see Choco using those already downed characters to hopefully reset this count here, while Rosa's bonking away, and Fusaya is throwing out those nukes. Yes, the Plague is the Odin spot that Choco is at right now. Looks looks like Dobby has decided that he also wants to check out this Odin spot, so maybe getting a second person fighting this plague here in a
So either 2-3 of our runners are definitely gonna get something nice, or right now it looks like Eric is either Eric's game.
Yeah, if the Legend Sword does happen to be on the moon, this is very good for Error. Already up here, having done a decent amount of grinding. This snake kind of hurts a little, but getting those quakes off. Oh no, it's just another Excalibur.
Double Excal, ouch.
Choco just resetting out of that immediately. So yeah, looks like that entire chain of Twin Harp, Oath to Baron is just the wrong Holy Sword.
Yes, sir.
Looks like Choco's decided that Dwarf Castle's now the play. See if they decide to take the edge afterwards, but we do know that this leads only to something that wasn't very important.
Indeed. So right now we're stuck in a bunch of rabbit holes outside of Error.
Yeah, what do we have left? We have Keyless Tower, the bosses in the Feymark left, and beyond that, we don't really have access to anything else, so... No. Error's play on the moon is looking better and better the more these checks reveal that nothing is there. So just kind of taking advantage of the blink spell. Pale Dim only really does physical attacks as long as you don't force his hand, and just making a good question here.
That's true. Obviously it doesn't apply to the seed. Just a fun fact, you've got a good summon with Rydia. You can actually deploy float strats. Unnecessary on the slug. It's a niche. It's a niche strat, but you know, it does work.
Yeah, eLmaGus finding the Fusoya here. See if he replaces his Tela. Of course he does. Looks like Dobby's deciding to... Yeah, Dobby's deciding to walk out with that Excalibur. I mean, a second Excalibur you can always throw with Edge, so...
It's true.
See where Dobby decides to go from here. Looks like he might be heading for that underground. Into that dwarf castle. So eLmaGus about to get the bad news that he's getting another Excalibur. He might like the first one for his Cecil, but you know, if he does that Plague Spot, I doubt he's gonna like the second one. And Error has taken out Pale Dim, so we will get a view of what is here on this D-Lunar spot. We have a Pink Tail and a Life Staff. Oh, not exactly what Error was looking for, obviously, but a nice healing staff, I guess.
It's funny how about 10 minutes into the seed, we were like, oh, this is definitely a jet seed. We got the rock. Now, nothing but rabbit holes and this is so
Rabbit holes and the wrong holy swords. That's all we got.
Exactly. Funny how seeds will do that too. Because rando.
Yeah, it looks like we do have Chocosura making that keyless tower play right now, so... we do have Error fighting Dr. Luge in the Plague spot. I always find it's just more of an annoying fight, not really a hard fight, so... Looks like eLmaGus also making the play to get rid of this Plague, so... About to get his second Holy Sword. We'll see if he resets out of this as well. Dobby making the dwarf castle play. And we're about to see what's at the top of the tower here. We have Ashura.
It's not too bad. Party.
No, with the pony we have, we can even directly cast Wall on Ashura. I don't think we have any real good source of quad damage. I don't know if we have mute arrows or, you know, I'm pretty sure we haven't seen a rune axe or anything for that Cecil who's on the ground. Looks like we're gonna see Rosa throwing some star veils and Fusia reflecting some nukes back at least. Arrows in the second part of the Dr. Lige fight, so.
We've got a purple hand floating on Dobbytwostep side. And
eLmaGus.
it looks like eLmaGus did not reset out of that second X guy.
No, I mean, again, he does have that edge, so he knows he can throw it for some extra damage if need be. There's definitely some nasty bosses left, so he might be keeping it for that, might be keeping it for Zeromus itself. Dobby's finishing with Dwarf Castle here, see where he decides to go next. And Arrow should be through this Luge fight in pretty quick order. Doing some looting on the way out, Magus finds himself a ninja sword for that edge, so.
There you go.
Looks like Plague Spot is an Artemis bow.
More stuff.
Looks like Magus is done with the Earth for now, so gonna head up to that moon. See if where he goes first, if he goes Lunar Sub or maybe Bahamut Cave. Dobby might be making a play for these bosses in the Famo here, so here's another play that we haven't seen yet, so.
If eLmaGus goes to Cave Bahamut, have treated.
Yeah, it's definitely a divide in all of our runners here, which is very interesting, you know, knowing that there's only one thing left we need here. Somebody's got to find it soon at this point.
Exactly.
They were heading down to that Ogre spot, just kind of committing to this bottom-up moon after their grind. We'll see which of these bosses that Dobby has decided it looks like Odin is the play.
Not bad. Free fight with some hourglasses.
Odin's not really a free fight, especially here, hitting for a very large amount of damage.
Oh, not Odin. My apologies. Aaron.
Oh, I see, the officer-soldier battle, yes. Free, confiding up that officer with a life glitch as well for some extra experience. These soldiers will just kind of beat themselves up now, too. Keyless Tower was a trap. And Choco's heading to the moon. Yeah. Fu's able to do a decent amount of damage, but the problem is, so is Odin.
Exactly.
Looks like we do have Magus heading into Bahamut Cave. I saw a couple misses from Odin on Dobby. I'm not sure if he used that Moon Veil on Fu, but it's not going to help for this Odin cast. Although he does live through the Odin cast. So.
There you go. And can chat confirm, did we get a hook on the air or something?
Yeah, it looks like the hook is smoked off, so that rat tail is definitely in play now. It looks like even though Fu managed to live through one of the fights, one of the Odins, the next one wasn't so kind to him. And yes, we do see another free fight here in Cave Bahamut, so we're probably going to be seeing what is here, if there's value. Very
Old value. Good old Calcabrano. Air side. Very.
Yeah, definitely another pretty easy boss, especially with an hourglass and having 2 accesses to Quake. The back dolls being susceptible to stop means that this will never combine into the big doll here. Let's see what Cave Bahamut has. It's value. Why is it always value?
Always. So at 54 minutes and 25 seconds, it looks like eLmaGus. G-O.
Yeah, and he's gonna instantly heal up that level 1 Cecil and do a bit of a grind here. Already has access to these gold dragons here in the Bahamut Cave.
Eric just inside for that. Blywin in chat is saying, have we checked to make sure eLmaGus isn't advanced FE playing? I would say the same about you, Kabahi, if I weren't actually commentating.
eLmaGus is definitely a really good player. I mean, he's run so many games. He's practiced quite a bit in the past while, so he knows what he's doing. I mean, even if he had to go through the lunar subterrane, I'm sure it wouldn't have taken him too long to get through the fights. Gonna be doing this grind here. We'll see what he decides to go to, as he has a pretty mixed bag team here, but he does have that Avenger with Cecil. And,
true, and he's also got that extra X down as well, to dart off the edge.
Yeah, so we
7 to 9.
We may see some hybrid strats. He may not even go to nuke on this Palom here, maybe just getting Rosa into a comfortable spot and then letting his physical characters take advantage of it. We do see Era going back for that Pale Dim Water Hag fight, so another free fight here, but we know now where our value actually lies.
Indeed. It's a good thing you only need 3 attacks from Water Hag. Right there, you definitely.
Dobby just kind of trying to go for this Odin play. It's just not working out for him right now, and looks like he's done with trying here and is gonna head out.
Sometimes it's just you have to keep pressing on, and just like I can't. The option. Dobby's case, it is much better. Should be going to.
Looks like he has decided Keyless Tower is the play. We know this only gets him a power robe, so just going to be another time sink here.
Looks like Era just picked up a pass. That could help them if they go check Cave Bahamut. I'd still. Sorry.
Looks like he's going to rest in the Lunar Whale here. I would guess head straight over to Bahamut Cave, and we'll see. He already has quite a few levels as well. He did that early grind, and he's been fighting all these moon bosses. It's just a matter of how long it takes him to get in here, kill this free boss, and then what he decides to do. Looks like eLmaGus is still doing a little bit of grinding here, so.
What levels do you generally like to see?
It honestly depends on the party composition and equipment. If I had all of this fighter gear, I'd basically just want, maybe 2300 health on Rosa, 2400. and then just berserk up for Zeromus. If we're looking in comparison, it looks like Error is a few levels behind what eLmaGus has grinded to so far. Though this fight here will give a decent chunk of experience to Error, making quick work of it with these coffins. Alright. Legend Sword for Error. He is in go mode. eLmaGus has exited out of Cave Bahamut. Looks like decided I've grinded enough. Gonna go back to Earth, forge his crystal, but then have to make that walk back. And Error is exiting immediately here, so knowing he has the pass, Error might be going for it with his pody levels right now. So we could definitely be in for a decent race.
Chat's saying maybe an egg.
And there's definitely the possibility of an egg grind. He might also feel that, you know, he wants a good place in this race. So we'll see if he does decide to go.
eLmaGus forged.
Going straight for that forge as well, as we do have Chocosura now on that Pale Dim fight in the D-Lunar spot that will get him a Pink Tail and Life Staff. Dobby finishing up Keyless Tower. Looks like it is time to go to the moon.
Has Dobby not been to the moon yet?
Now this will be Dobby just activating the whale here. We do have black belts for sale in Gokul's shop, so they're picking up a couple of those.
We've got two runners who've got their crystal. Looks like no one's playing around, so pretty soon we'll be asking that question. Lovely, lovely. Who's butt?
And it does look like Arrow is going to go pop a couple eggs for a couple extra levels.
Can't go wrong with some scramble.
Now, looking at his HP values, it doesn't look like he's going to need very many of these eggs here, but
Danning our good friend Sid for the agility anchor.
yeah, and it may be that he's going to go for nukes and whites and do a straight reflect strat here. He does have two Palums and a Rosa. He doesn't have a Cecil, he doesn't have a Kane for an Avenger. He didn't even do those because he went straight to the moon. So my guess is we're going to see more of a reflect strat here from with getting nukes and white.
So Kabahi, an hour into the siege, you are in go mode. How do you feel knowing the way the siege has been? Do you feel like you're behind? Do you feel as if maybe the other players haven't? What would your mindset be? If I was in this position, I would just run it. But then again, depending on your standing.
Yeah, it's interesting to say too, especially for Arrow, as he went to the moon pretty early, so he doesn't know how rabbit holed people got on the Earth side. Like, he didn't find Taro Key or Luca Key up on the moon. Looks like nobody has those. Those might be on those Feymark bosses. They'd almost have to be at this point, at least one. But you know, he probably had his game plan set, so he does grab his nukes here, and it looks like he's heading straight into this Zeromus fight now. So, you know, with that pass, he may be entering it just a little bit before Magus here. So
this is definitely going to be a race.
We do have Dobby, who went straight to Cave Bahamut, is going to pass up Choco here, who just did decide to go Luna Subterrane.
That's always a heartbreak to watch. Just knowing that had Choco came up, they'd be. At least they'll get their pass though. If you're in the Ludo subterranean, you gotta be committed.
Yeah, so it looks like we may be entering the fight at relatively the same time. Choco's Arrow's still doing a little bit of menuing, trying to find his pass now in his inventory, while Magus is on this final screen of the Lunar Subterranean.
Are we gonna see some sync?
It's like Magus gets there slightly ahead of him, though knowing what Magus has, he's probably going to be going for at least a hybridish strat here. Well, we know Arrow looks like he's heading straight for that reflected strategy, so I mean, this is still anyone's race. It's going to come down to the wire on this one. Yeah, that is true. Arrow is sitting on 8 points right now. I mean, a first or a second are still very big for him, so as I feel like as long as he gets this kill and does it cleanly, he is looking like he's in a good spot. But it is time for the ever-asked question: whose butt are we kicking this morning?
I'm hoping it's Freezemus myself. That's just me.
Looks like we have some Undertale action. Apparently this is acceptable for not being Ultros. We do have the Starveil on Arrow's side. He's starting to sling those nuke spells, so one of the main differences we might see here is with the strategy eLmaGus is doing, we may see the full HP value, although doing a massive amount of damage here. Well, Arrow is going for doing only that half, basically half damage here, skipping that refill using these reflected spells.
That's a good. It really just comes down to.
Oh, it looks like eLmaGus is getting some more extra damage in with some reflected nukes. Fusilias are a little less powerful than Palom's, by the look of it.
Big bang on the Arrow side, but just one Palom drop. Pretty set.
Interestingly, Dobby got his Legend Sword, but is now heading to the Lunar Subterranean, picking up a Tella on the way, before he forges his crystal.
That's interesting.
One of the things to note, we have a Berserk now going on edge on Magus' side, while we do have Choco now fighting that Luge spot on the moon, taking him out. See if he decides to full clear this, or if he changes his mind if he sees a dot done. So though, from what we know, there's a bunch of free bosses still left here. Looks like Arrow's running into a little bit of issue with all of his Black Mages going down, his edge going down, so... Knowing he needs some recovery, this is looking very good for eLmaGus right now.
Hopefully Eric can still fall. Never want to see someone go out this far off the seat. Yeah, you got a cure for all, should be alright.
And he's got another Starveil off, he's gonna start throwing these nukes again, so...
That's it, nerf that. Bang.
Well, it's not gonna nerf if it's off the wall, but oh, it looks like he is throwing a crystal here. But we do have a flash. eLmaGus has finished in first place with a time of 1 hour, 8 minutes, and 28 seconds. So, you know, the consistency of his levels and, you know, the Berserkers just kind of going through with those extra nukes. Just get rid of Zeroma, it's way too.
Awesome. That will put him into your club, right, in terms of points, right? 16.
That puts him ahead of me in points. He now is the undefeated runner of this league. He was the winner of the last league as well. So, you know, looking very strong still. We do see Arrow. He did get his recovery off. He is still slinging these nukes. This probably not long for this world for this Zeroma's fight. We do have Dobby now kind of grinding on these dragons.
That's it, so that's right.
Ooh, Sid eating a white. It's always good. Although, he got another Star Veil up, and I believe we are joined by eLmaGus. Congratulations, eLmaGus, on your first place, and now going 16 of 16 points in this league.
Thank you very much, thank you.
Just a quick in before asking more questions. Arrow has finished now in second. I went a little ahead. There's the flash. Sorry. Arrow has finished in second with a time of 1 hour, 10 minutes, and 28 seconds.
GG Error.
So GG to Arrow, that brings him up to 11 points, so he should be getting into at least a play-in with that, so GG to him. But eLmaGus, I mean, it felt like a pretty straightforward seed, kind of clearing most of the Earth before heading to that moon and just kind of finding that Legend Sword right away.
Yeah, pretty much. So like early on, you got a lot of key items, which incentivized checking Earth places first, like you mentioned, so you could have gambled for the moon, I guess, but like, we want to have those key items, especially with party formation we had for most of the run, I guess. We got Fusoya and Baron, so that was pretty gated, but yeah. Other than that, we definitely wanted the extra boost.
I mean, interestingly enough, you know, the Arrow finishing exactly 2 minutes behind you, he did actually make that kind of earlier moon play.
Yeah.
Like he didn't do basically that giant Twin Hub Earth Crystal Baron rabbit hole.
When I saw Legend Sword behind Baron Guards in Bahamut Cave, I was like, I can't be finishing first. Honestly, it's impossible, but somehow we managed to do that. That was so free. Like, thinking about it, you just had you had to hourglass those guys and then stone them or whatever with Tella. And then you have like a 30-minute seed, essentially.
Yeah, I mean,
pretty nuts.
Yeah, we are joined by Arrow now, but I think his game plan doing the early moon is he did go down and do like a whole bunch of grinding in that lunar subterrane, probably going for the more kind of mass item checks for all those bosses, knowing that, you know, you guys had the adamant pretty early, so, you know, getting access to the underground, the moon pretty quickly after that, like there was pretty much one thing you needed and a whole bunch of checks.
You got it. If I go moon early, it kind of depends on how strong my party is already, whether I do Cave Bahamut first or whether I go Lunar Subterrane first, because it feels really bad to, you know, do a bunch of grinding in Cave Bahamut and then check the boss and then see that it's, oh, I might actually wipe to this boss even with my levels. So now, do I try and fight it and then wipe and then lose all of my grinding time, or do I exit out? So if I'm feeling kind of iffy on, you know, how my team is, I'll go Lunar Subterrane first.
Yeah, that's fair enough. And I believe, like, you had, what, the double Palamarosa, Sid
Edge. Yeah.
So going into it, you pretty much knew that you were going to go before that Reflect strat that you went with.
Right.
Knowing you have the two nuke casters, where we saw Magus kind of doing a more. I mean, he was handed an Avenger straight into a choice of either Cecil or Kane. Looks like he went with the Cecil, which ended up working really well with the two Excaliburs coming up and Baron right afterwards.
Oh yeah, that was good.
But yeah, I mean, we saw really good racing from both of you and kind of doing separate routes, so it was definitely a good job by both.
Definitely.
I'll say that my Z fight was super sloppy. I was really sad about that, but at least I didn't wipe. So, in hindsight, I should have probably kept the Tela I found on the moon just because of agility anchoring shenanigans, but because I never found any good weapons for Edge. So, didn't find any good darts for Edge either because I sold that light sword. And so, Edge was just kind of there.
Yeah, yeah. We saw like at one point I think both your Palams are down, but you did manage to get the recovery off, and then kind of nerf the next big bang to make sure you'd live. And
Yeah, I
make
nerfed the next big bang. I mean, my anchor wasn't nearly as good as I usually have when I do reflect strats, so I was a little bit caught off guard on how fast Z was, because he was going faster than I was liking. But hey, I didn't wipe. I got second. I'll take second. That's a pretty good chance of getting me into the brackets outright. I would have preferred first, but I think second has a pretty decent chance of being good enough to 11 points.
Yeah, bringing you to 11 points, so you're right on the cusp of either making it straight into the top 12 or being in that first play in a race where I think 3 or 4 people make it. So like your chances are still good, and if you don't get straight in, you just have one more race to go to propel yourself up.
And this particular match is going to skyrocket my strength of schedule. So, because with Magus and Dobby doing so well so far, I'm anticipating to be pretty good on the tiebreakers.
Yeah, and we do have Dobby, who is fighting Zeromus right now. Choco
That's
just
right.
forged their crystal, and has that pass, so we'll be joining that fight pretty quickly here. But Magus, with that win at 16 points, do you have any sort of strategy in place for the draft that is to be coming up? Because I need notes.
Strategy? I mean, not really. I said that in all my races, I don't really particularly fear or like want to play anybody, honestly, because everybody's good, right? So I don't know. I'll have to think about it, I guess.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, going in with 16 points and, knowing your track record, obviously being the winner of our last league, you're probably pretty confident being able to fight everyone. Just pick names out of a hat at this point.
I mean, it's not even that. It's like, it's a randomizer, so like, on a good day, anybody can beat anybody. So it doesn't really make a difference, right?
No, you're exactly right.
Draft Nerm anyways. Maybe I'll do that. Can I draft Nerm?
Not sure. But yeah, like you said, it's like a randomizer. Like for arrow's sake, like if the Legend Sword had been on something, say like the Dilute, like anywhere in the lower part of the moon, again he would have been way ahead, been able to grind earlier and head into that fight. Just so happened that everything seemed to be in a pretty free spot.
Yeah,
That's true.
yeah.
I was all prepared to immediately go Luca after Cape Bahamut didn't have value, but Cape Bahamut had values, so
There's always.
I was pretty much metagaming at that point that if, I didn't find value on the moon, but no one else had finished yet, considering how free the adamant was. I thought that I would still be on pretty good track, but
Yeah,
but
I
as
mean,
Magus said, it's randomizer. If it had been on I checked if it had been on, say, Odin in Feymarch, then I probably finished last.
Yeah, nobody actually finished those bosses. Dobby tried to do Odin a few times, but just couldn't get the damage off before Odin decided to finish off his party. So,
How did y'all feel about all that immediate value from Derek missing? What?
yeah, as we have Choco kind of heading towards this fight, we do have Falling Rocks on Dobby's side, so he's about to finish up here quickly. Aaron, eLmaGus, do you guys have any kind of final thoughts on the seed or the league or anything?
No, I'll just get the kickback and wait till the end, until tomorrow, and see if I make it.
Awesome. Looks like at 1 hour 19 minutes, Dobby has just finished kicking his butt, so GG to Dobby.
And I believe with that third place finish, that brings Dobby to 12 points, so that does kick him up into that that top 12 position, I believe. You know, maybe not the perfect race that he wanted, but probably still going to be happy to have that 12 points and be looking pretty safe for the top 16 here. With that, we know Choco is going to end up with that 1 point, bringing Chocosura to 5. Choco does have a race tomorrow, being in that final race, so the possibility of getting up to that 9 points with a win is still there. So, which may just squeeze them into that final play-in match, but we'll have to see when that comes tomorrow.
That's it.
I believe we are joined by Dobbytwostep. Dobby, GG on your third place, and well, probably more importantly, 12 points in the league.
Thank you. GG's to everybody.
Yeah, so
How'd you feel about the seed?
I didn't like Odin.
no, I believe you were the only one that actually tried to bash their head against that Odin, trying to get him down. Luckily, you
3 times.
yeah, he was not playing very nicely. One of my main questions for you is, knowing you kind of had 10 points coming into this race, were you trying to mostly play it safe, or like, I don't know how many risks you were, maybe that Odin, you were really trying to take to get the points in?
Odin was making me mad. So I went back for thirds. I couldn't help myself. But no, I wasn't really trying to play safe. I was just trying to think, okay, well, we don't have Tulla, we don't have Cecil. Let's do our deals. Why not? Nobody likes Earth Crystal. Let's do Earth Crystal. Why not? It led to Baron. Let's do Baron. Why not?
I think you, Chocosura, and eLmaGus all kind of did that Twin Oath Crystal Baron route, kind of in pretty quick succession of each other. So there's definitely a lot of overlap there. Well, Arrow had decided to go to that moon early.
There's always value in Cave Bahamut, one said.
They weren't wrong, were they?
No, this is the second time in the league that I've had value at Cave Bahamut, so I'm inclined to believe a certain rivers.
But yeah, so like, you were given the seed. What were your thought process? You know, when you went to the Antlion Cave, you got the Adamant, and then immediately followed by a Magma off of the Lydia's mom there.
Jet seed. Immediately. I figured, well, if it's here on the Earth, then we can just bam bam go. So that was another factor of doing everything on the Earth, because I figured, well, if it's here, I can just go once I find darkness.
Yeah, and I believe that was the thought process of a lot of our runners. I mean, we saw a mostly Earth clear from 3 of our runners and a moon play from 1.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun though. I had a lot of fun with it.
Fair enough.
That's the main thing, you know. And to anyone watching who's also not part of it, it's all about fun. Me, I'm not part of this tournament, but this is my first time with comms. It's always awesome just being able to be part of 11, enjoying games, pass, all the replayability. So just hearing you say it's all about fun, that's it, mate. That's the most important thing.
That's for sure. I mean, with that, Dobby, do you have any, I don't know, final thoughts or comments about the seed or the league or anything before?
It's been one heck of a ride. I didn't expect to be here, but it's fun. I get to race against some legends and people I've looked up to. And thank you for the comms. Thank you for the tracking. Thank you to the viewers. Thank you for the restreamer Natara for the beautiful seed. And that's about it for me.
Alright, cheers, and good luck in the following races to come.
Thank you.
Good luck. Cheers.
So it looks like we do have Chocosura kind of doing a looks like mostly Berserk strat, kind of relying on that Cecil for damage. So I guess it's a good time to kind of iterate on what Dobby said, like the point, make sure you follow all these runners. They put on a great show for us. A huge thank you to the Restream team and Tara on the Restream, married to Let's Play on our tracking, Duchess for Kairo-sama for coming with me.
Absolutely. Likewise. Of course, thank you to you as well, Kabahi. Really good. Learned a lot as well. Just nerf the Big Bang. Let's see how far. And maybe just a medio phase.
It's quite pot. He's been in here for a while, so it should be getting pretty close. I mean, this race may be ending soon, but we do have the final race of the Highway to the Zenith Zone, round of 32, tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. That's going to have the Fizz, Chocosura, Eisenfayama, and Hippos, so definitely make sure you tune in for that on this Free Enterprise channel as well. So
that's it. Here, medio phase, so maybe 1 or 2 more hits and
falling rocks when you have enough health to survive it is always kind of a relieving factor.
So Kabahi, what are your plans for the next round? Because you're definitely. What's your strategy?
I don't know. Last time drafting got me in trouble, so I decided to draft this person who just made it out of the final play-in race, who ended up being Dusty Griff.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And there we go with the flash. Chocosura has finished in 4th place with a time of 1 hour, 27 minutes, and 6 seconds. So definitely still a great race from all of our racers here. Finishing under an hour and a half for all of them. Definitely a good job.
GG Choco. Everyone had. Let's see if we can get Choco in here before we wrap it.
Yeah, it looks like Choco has declined an interview for now. That's fair enough. Hopefully can do better in tomorrow's race if they can manage to pull out a win, get that 9 points. There may still be a possibility. I haven't looked at the numbers as much as some of other community members here, but definitely be cheering on Choco tomorrow during that race to see how it goes. So Absolutely. With that, that's going to be mostly it for us. Thanks again to the comms team. the Restream team, all of our racers, and everyone here for watching. There will be that race tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Time on this Free Enterprise channel.
Indeed. Everyone, please make sure you check out MooBot. Huge thanks to everyone who streams, all you guys. Follow our runners, follow our lovely restreamers, as well as our comms team. Thank you again, and looking forward to see you all tomorrow.
And if you are not done with trying to get some Highway to the Zenith Zone type seed action, it looks like that one of our Hummingway Open races is actually going to be restreamed this afternoon at 1 p.m. We don't know the exact location yet. It is either going to be at Tarasu1, his Twitch channel, or it could be right back here on Free Enterprise. So make sure to check that out. That is our casual league, so it's not quite as competitive as the Highway to the Zenith Zone, but it's definitely a good chance to support some newer runners or some people who aren't quite as skilled as competitive, but it should be an excellent time. But tomorrow for sure, check out our last match. With that, we are going to raid I cannot even pronounce it, but I believe it's one of our runners for the 1 p.m. match. So let's go and give him some support while he does some practice seeds, and we'll hopefully see you back here today or tomorrow. Have a great day, everybody.